on for an hour. Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers Live. We are back again. It's Thursday, the day before the big day. And there's a big thing out about the ATA. And all that rhyme. You know I'm busting rhymes today? That is the most amazing thing. Who else can bust a rhyme like that other than Busta Rhymes himself? I have no idea what I'm talking about. Let's get down to business today. Hey, what's going on today, Marty? It's good to see you today on this beautiful Thursday. It's beautiful and sunny here in Lafayette. I hope it's going good over there. Everybody is popping in today. I love it. Thank you for coming back again. Niam, hello, what's going on? Mad Maldy, what's happening today? Boy, this is plenty of mark for 1 week, I'm sure, for everybody. Anytime Towing, hey, what's going on? We were just watching Jay live at down at the truck show. I saw you over there. That's great. He had the Circle of Death. I'm worried about that for tomorrow. OTR Nomad, what's going on? Adam Hart's Newark. Yikes. Hopefully not Newark, New Jersey, the bad one. Jared, what's going on? Big Rig Patriot. Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? Devin, what's happening today? Richard is here. Boy, everybody's popped in today. Wild Bill, hey, what's going on? I'm going to get in touch with you after this show. Trucker, what's up from New England? Yikes. Are you on vacation? No, I'm not on vacation. I am just live every day today. Blue Line, what's happening? Four Wheeling. Hey, what's going on? It's Truck Show Week, Mid-America Truck Show. I hope everybody will be there tomorrow. DH, Trump Forever Gal. Nice. New there. Welcome to the show. I don't do these every week, so I'm normally live Monday at 1 p.m. So 1 p.m. Eastern, live on Mondays. That's the normal program. Just doing a little extra this week. Maximilian heading to Gary with frozen food. What's going on up there in Gary? Where does that go? I didn't think anything was open, and I'm from Hammond. So Donald Saturday. That's an unusual name. Did somebody already have Donald Saturday Sunday? I don't know. Devin, Minnesota. Amanda, hey, what's going on? Going great over here. What's happening with you? Are you doing good still? Jared, I can't get enough of Trucking Answers. Yeah, most people would say this is too much Trucking Answers. Yikes. William, 3 live streams in 3 days. I know I'm 4 for 4 today, and will be some tomorrow as well. Just doing it, breaking it up a little bit, changing it up. Crazy. I'm breaking a record. Yes, that's exactly correct. Dreamstar Trucking for Life. Felix, good. Fred from Ontario. Do they still have the dueling TAs across the street from each other there? The one had like 10 extra showers in it. I remember that. And the other one, the smaller one, which I called smaller, had the party back row. Does Swift new rule apply to owner-operators? The ruling from Swift is going to apply right now only in California. Swift is not taking on any more lease people because they want to have people get their own authority at Swift. So I think that is going to spread, but if that's what we're talking about. If that's not what we're talking about, what exactly are we talking about? You don't do these every week, so you're making up for that this week. Look, I just do 1 live show a week. That's usually more than enough. People write to me and go, Mark, I've had enough of you already. That's plenty. Holly, what's happening? You have a job doing LTL. You might have a job. Yeah, take it. It's probably going to be pretty good. Jeff, I'm screwing up your days. I'm doing my best here. You grew up in Griffith, not far from Hammond. That's great. My niece lives in Griffith right now, and the family's still up there in the Hammond area. Bill, when you're tired of me, you'll tell me. I think of all people that would say something, it would be you, certainly. Donald, I do try to look out for the drivers as best I can here. I did want to talk about this ATA thing today. That, the ATA said that they had a technology and maintenance council meeting this month. Isn't that great? And what they said, see, you guys, drivers, we don't realize what we want. And so, because they were talking about the fake driver shortage, they said it's not about pay, getting drivers. They're talking to companies on how to get and retain drivers. It's not about pay. It's what you have to offer and what kind of vehicle that you're going to be put in. It's all about the truck, people. By the way, I did this on my podcast, which is up on iTunes, I should say. How about that? It is up everywhere that you can get a podcast. Go get it. It's there, right? There's the link for it. So everywhere it's on my Podcast Republic podcast. I'm podcasting. Anyway, I decided I wasn't doing enough, so I decided to go ahead and podcast. Look, here's the things that we need. This is what's going to get you to work somewhere. A cell phone holder. Now, they talked about this, a cell phone holder. Now, I know when I look for a company, that's the first thing I look for is, does the company provide a cell phone holder in the truck? They talked about that. That's what we want, and we won't stand for anything less. And I thought, maybe England, how many of them would they have to put in an England truck? Hello from Ontario, sitting at the TA in Sawyer, trying not to get shot. Keep your head down out there. Keep your head down. We are operators leased on with a company doing work, and they have lease operators as well. With this rule effect, it will affect lease operators. If you don't have your own authority, that's who the rule really affects. And California is really cracking down on people that don't have their own authority. So if you do not have your own authority, the rule will be more likely to affect you. It's still not 100%, but to be cautious. That's why Swift is not leasing people on directly in California. They're making you get your own authority. That's what the story is. So if you don't have your own authority, it could affect you. What's the best tuition paid company that pays? Well, there's only a couple of them, really. I like Knight. They pay you while you're in training, which is pretty good. Rail also pays you while they're in training, which is spelled incorrectly, I say. So there's a couple of them. Millis pays you, but you have to pay them, and so that's not exactly the same program. Those are two of them. Oh, Viria also pays you in training as well. They have kind of a long non-compete, but that would get you money faster if that's something that you need. Joshua in Toledo. Man, are you driving a Jeep up there? The ATA, yeah, exactly correct. But what about the cell phone holders? Stupid as it sounds, your ex-wife would only pick a car based on the position of the cup holder. That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. Is that why she's an ex-wife now? Look, there's other things that we need too. It's not just about the cup holders, although that's a lot of it. ATA said also things we want, XM radio, satellite radio, which is, look, it's nice to have in the truck. It's $5 a month, okay? I have it in my cars. It's $5. That's all you're getting when they give you satellite radio. So don't think like it's like a big deal. And that's not really a reason not to work somewhere, is it? Who knows? Maybe between the cell phone holders and the XM radio, maybe it is. They also said sufficient room for clothing, and I love this. A wardrobe closet with shelving and doors. And that's what made me think of England. They took a bunch of shelving out of their 3-bunk trucks. That's what they said, to put another bed in there. So all they have is sufficient holders for drivers, not for your clothing. You thought the interior temperature gauges on the dash were phone holders. Yeah, depend if you have a truck with gauges in it, right? Here with the the corporate spec trucks, we don't get any of that stuff. Boss knows how to pick loads this week. 3/4 of a tank, fueled at 79.3. That's awesome. You just made it in there. I always would fill up with 3/4 or more of a tank, and then sometimes it would have to take a pallet off. Is there a link for an article about that? Yes, there is. I don't have it up there. I will. It's in the podcast. How about there? I think it's in there. I'll get it up for you. I will get it up there. Cell phone holders. Yeah, that's what they talked about. Cell phone holders. Isn't that important to you? I mean, I know when I'm looking for a company, hey, what kind of cell phone holders do you have? Do you have cell phone holders? Oh, you don't? I'm out. I'm out of here. That's what they're talking about there. Walt, what's happening in San Diego? Nice. Looking for a trunking company. Dr. Fremont Contract Carriers. Yeah, Fremont Contract Carriers. I've heard of them. Loved LTL, but your back hurt. Well, you can go LTL overnights. That's what a lot of these companies do, and just go terminal to terminal and drop and hook. You don't have to go 50 stops a day. So you could do the night part. She wouldn't change her last name to Board. I wanted to change my name to become Billboard, and she would be Pegboard. That would have been really, really good, right? You were laughing hard every time you say Wiener Roller and Crap Company of the Week. That's good. Thank you. Right. Look, I didn't make that up right there. And let's be honest. What drivers really want is roller wieners. I mean, this cup cell phone holder, only if it holds a roller wiener, right? Drivers should make $100,000 a year. Yes. Rates need to come up. Who makes the rates go up, though? The problem with the rates is it's individual, right? And so us get in trouble for saying that. But somebody who can make money at $1.25 may not be the same person that can make money at $1, $2, $1 and $2. It depends on your costs, right? An owner-operator, that's different. Drivers should make $100,000. But rates, I can't tell you. I get letters. Just got a letter this week from a guy who's got a big long-nosed Pete. He gets like 6 miles to the gallon, and he's like, oh, what about the rates? like, well, first, I don't know that much about the rates, but I know you should get more than 6 miles to the gallon if you expect to make money. I mean, it's a business decision, right? We have Sirius satellite radio in the trucks at Fremont, Fridge APU, and No Force Dispatch. That's pretty good for company drivers. I don't think Sirius is a reason to change companies, though, right? It's only $5 if you got to pay for it yourself, and you can tax deduct it. 25% of what the truck makes isn't worth it. It depends what the truck makes, right? I never like percentage. Some people like it. It's just a personal thing, because what if they accept $1 a mile on a load? You'd be getting a quarter, right? And you can't control that. Cell phones are a reality anymore. Some people have them now. They're starting to get them. Kim is here. Thanks for coming in. Trump. There's a Trump rally in Michigan. Am I interrupting his rally? I hope not. He'll start tweeting bad things about me. CL9, it isn't yours. It's for everybody, right? Texas oil fields headed home. Good. I thought you were going to come this way. All 6 supporters are there. Yikes. Are there any scheduled hours of service announcement yet? No, wasn't Cho. She was supposed to be there like later today or tomorrow. And what's his face? I can never think of his name. Anyhow, Martinez, that's the guy's name. He's the head of the FMCSA. He is going to have an announcement tomorrow at the truck show. So already Jay from Auto Transport Intel is down there, and he did a live test, and he had the circle of death in his thing. So I'm not going to promise how great the signal will be. And I found out, by the way, YouTube will only send out a notification for your first 3 shows per day. So if I have to have more than those, you might not get a notification. Just pop on over and check and see if I'm live. So that's how it works, and you might get a ton of notifications. So your brother works in a copper mine, and wow, they still have those? And he was talking how compared to the mining industry, he has paid low. Well, he's only looking for pennies in there, right? I told him that because the accepted, the whole crew stopped and demanded double. That's the whole story. Once you won't work, they have to pay you more money. And you're correct. If they all stopped at one point, but boy, they'd be making some extra money. But when one person does it, they just fire them. You feel like the shipper should be held accountable for overweight tickets because they like to load past the 40-foot mark. Yeah, you know, it's close. They should be held responsible at least a CAT scale and to pay to have you come back and all that stuff. It's close. Sirius is not 5. It is 5. Okay, we have it. I've done that for years. More like 20. No, that's their regular rate. When it expires, this is how you do it. A day or two, and I have it set in the calendar. I do this every single year. You call them up and go, yeah, I like it, but I don't like it for $20, so I'm not interested. And they lower it to 5, and it's $60 for 12 months. I've been doing that, I don't know, I can't tell you, a decade, more than a decade. Always get it for $5 a month, always. Just call them up and tell them, look, it's too much money, I'm not interested. There's no reason why a trucking company needs over 400 trucks, spread the wealth. Kind of, I don't know about that. I'm at JR Schugel, 45 cents, and a household goods pay. That's not good, right? Switching to Smith, 48 cents, and practical. That's better. You'll make a lot more money. Not a lot of nighttime driving. I'm a fan of nights, though. 80% drop and hook and $1,000 for orientation. How long's orientation? Transition pay guarantee of $1,000 a week. You know, they should keep that guarantee all the time. I don't know why they cut it out. Michael, what's going on? Okay, so $1,000 for 2 weeks. So that, you know, that's something. But you should always make more than that. Let me know how it goes there. They're right up the street. Maybe they'll pop up there and see you sometime. The Jewish hot dog mafia. Ask her Meyer pushed Johnsonville bought worst off the roller dog grill. Yikes. Scenario, happy anniversary. Right, let's see if Mark is doing a live broadcast. Yeah, I am. Right. Thanks for doing what I do. I appreciate it. Oh, thanks for being here. And I'll be live tomorrow at the truck show. Everybody that can come down there, please come on down. And thanks for being here today. I'm live Monday, every Monday. Only 3 notifications. Have another friend that can't upload. Where is the free Wi-Fi? But there's so many people. Why can't he upload to YouTube at Matt's? I guess he's going to have to use the cell signal. That's what I'll be doing down there. So 2.5 days pays $1,000. That's really good. Am I working today? Yeah, in a little while. We got to go make the company some money. Do you think dedicated with Schneider's worth it? It depends what it pays, right? A dedicated that pays $650? No, and I've seen those kind of things. So depends what you have to do for the money. What are they paying and how many hours is it? Yeah, Kim, if you're in the area, let me know and see what's going on. I'm sure they'll have you come over here eventually. You want to be paid weekly, direct deposit. As long as you're paid for your time, you don't care if the tractor breaks down. Exactly. If drivers were paid hourly, this wouldn't be a problem. And if we had good cell phone holders in the trucks. Would I ever collaborate with another YouTube channel? Sure, absolutely. Jay and I did a few collabs at Auto Transport Intel. I sure would. If anyone is looking for a job, Dylan is looking for tank drivers at 80. You're going to work, yeah, but you don't have to scoop the tank out with cups at least, right? Don't forget, the drivers also want collision avoidance, side object detection, adaptive cruise, and automatics and navigation. That's also what the ATA thinks will get drivers. If only you could have side object detection. It's not pay. They said that. It's not about pay. That's a direct quote, right? It's about side object detection. All week, you're getting spoiled. I don't know. That's a good news anyway. J.R. Shugo bought out Super Service. Yeah, I've seen them pulling their trailers around. Who do I drive for? You know, I never get that question, so I do appreciate you asking me that. I don't tell people who I drive for, and I also don't recruit for my company. They have people to do that. Almost every driver out here is recruiting for their company, getting all that recruiting money. I'm not doing it, right? So I try to not say who I am. It keeps them out of my videos, too, so that they don't go, oh, Mark, don't do that kind of video. Right, done. Done with that. Cell phone holder topic. Yeah, the ATA thinks if you just had cell phone holders, you wouldn't quit and companies could get you. That's what they said. It's not about pay. It's what you have to offer and what kind of vehicles are going to be put in. That's what it's about. And cell phone holder, XM radio. That's the two big ones. That and collision avoidance. Don't forget about that. And an automatic and navigation. 9 navigation, which is Garmin based here, built into the truck from the ELD thing. It's horrible. I hate it. I don't use it at all, and I don't recommend anyone use it. A 21-year-old African-American driver got lynched in Fort Wayne. Really? With the trailer doors closed? I didn't hear about that. That's terrible. Do I cook in my truck? No, I do not cook in the truck. I've known people that have almost like a whole stove and cook full meals in there. They put me in a completely stripped 70s cab. Wow, for a minimum of $300 a day. For all days, including 34-hour reset. Who's driving a 70s? Holy mackerel. Oh, they can put, I'm going to say, what the heck? I missed that. I can't even read today. They could. Yeah, a 70s day cab, right? Cab over. It's the $300 a day. That's not bad if it was the salary. When you're looking at new vehicles, you want vehicles that don't have crap on them. Too many sensors to fail and screw up. Yes, this other stuff never works right. The collision mitigation, a lot of you have that, right? It's horrible in my truck. Every time it rains, it goes off. If it snows, it goes off. If it's too humid, it goes off. If it's Thursday, it doesn't work. I mean, it's just crazy. And then what driver's calling saying, oh, I want collision mitigation and a cell phone holder, or I'm not coming over there? Nobody says any of that. Does anybody at the ATA have a brain between all of them that work over at that place? It's just ridiculous. Wow, Bill. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. I try to hold on to that. Hope it could answer this. Knight or Jim Palmer? Okay, I think that's going to be answered for me right down here in the comments, I believe. So we want mirror cup holders and $5 with the satellite radio. Yes. If you would get that, you'll obviously, that's the way to recruit people. It's not about pay. They said it. It's not about pay. This is what it's about. Cell phone holders. And then what do they say? Don't use your phone. You run liquid in pneumatic tanker from the U.S. to southern Ontario. You got lucky with your truck. Oh, it's a 17 night T660. No extra stuff. That's unusual, right? Can't say the same for your next truck. They'll be buying that stuff. A lot of it comes on the trucks, really. They really do. So sometimes you can't even get past it. Sierra Light Radio called you special 5 months for $25. Exactly. That's $5 a month. At the end of that, just tell them to keep on keeping on with it, and you'll get the $5 forever. You have to go through the house this weekend and back on the road till the 7th, which is the end of your 2-week notice. Let's see if they put you back. A lot of companies don't even give you anything to do at the end of your notice, which is crazy. Side object detection, where do they come up with this stuff? Do these people, yeah, who's calling asking for side object detection? Are they doing some kind of survey? No, I would bet they get 0 calls for that. You know, Mark, our Tom, yes. Let's see, navigation is very accurate. Not for mine. The Garmin here in these trucks is not. I tried it. It takes you down residential streets. It's taking you down, and then you go down an industrial park, and it warns you this is not a truck route. So it has no idea, at least the one that we have. I'm not a fan of it at all. It certainly wouldn't be a reason to change companies, too. Shugel has a problem with getting miles. Really, customers keeping us in detention. That's a lot of Shugel, yeah. My boss that you should be happy you got a week with $1,000. You should get paid for all of your time. If they're going to be holding you all the time, they need to pay you. Hey, Lightbright, what's going on? I'm spoiling everybody, but I'll wait till later when I get all the hate mail. Mark, what are you doing on there again? I'm sick of looking at you. You worked a lot for that pay, and what did you do besides sit around all day and go home every night? Yeah, you've been out since December? It's worth quitting just for that. Out since December. In my opinion, what company is the best to school and work with? Depends where you live, right? I always tell people to start out at Maverick, which I really like a lot. That would be the place I would start. Call Millis, but call Maverick first. It's about relieving the liability. Yeah, that's true, right? They want to get all those sensors, and then they can say in a court case, oh, well, we buy the most, the safest trucks with all the sensors and all that stuff. They just don't work, they don't work worth a darn. And I don't have the side vehicle detection. I guess that'd be like blind spot. I don't have that on my truck. CL, do I drive local? Yes, I get home every day now. You'll vote for side object ejection. Could use one with fewer four-wheelers hanging. Oh, that'd be good. Push them out of the way. There should be one with dispatcher detection. And so as soon as the dispatcher picks the phone up, you get alerted to not answer it. Just pay a decent wage for your time. Exactly. That'd be the way to do it. Why? They don't, because we don't demand it. There are people right now sitting in a dock somewhere not getting paid and not demanding that they get paid. Jim Palmer doesn't exist anymore. It's prime refrigerated. Jim Palmer doesn't exist. When did that happen? There's Palmer trucks around. If a dispatch was, did that happen and I didn't know about it? If dispatch was paid how drivers were, they would have a shortage. Then they'd have a dispatcher shortage. That's what we need. Why isn't there a dispatcher shortage? You want a propane-powered TV set in my truck and a cell phone holder. There are propane-powered trucks, so be careful what you say here. They may read this. They'll probably have to get somebody to read it to them, and explain it to them. Well, it does route poorly at times, yes, but looks. I like a look ahead. Oh, look, I agree with that. I run Google traffic, maps and traffic all the time. Absolutely, to find traffic and that. But I just say for the Garmin truck routing, it's just not great for truck routing. Dennis would recommend Millis. I totally agree, right? What do I think about Old Dominion? I think you'll be home every day and make good money. That's for sure. Jim Palmer has ads on 44 in Springfield. Well, aren't they friends? They're all part of Wilson Logistics or whatever, so they're all friendly, but it's not. They're still a separate place. They're like people that Prime won't take. They'll send them over to Jim Palmer. The ATA seems to be using a lot of smoke and mirrors to distract from issues. Yeah, what are you saying? This is a big issue in the industry. Cell phone holders. We need them. We need them placed properly. We need them in the proper positions and in the sizes that fit our phones. I never used a trucker GPS. I used Google Maps, but combine it with route planning. That's the way to do it. I don't think they're worth it. Even the cheaper ones are a few $100s. I don't know if they're worth it or not. Will Trans bought Jim Palmer. Don't they still say Jim Palmer on the trucks, though, right? Google Maps is for cars. Yes, I agree. I don't use it for routing per se. But, I use it the same way I used to route before we actually had the internet. Imagine that there was a time when there was no internet. Back in the dark ages when the dinosaurs roamed the earth and you had to actually route around all this stuff. So you'd figure out the route yourself, but then you can use it. Oh, the street is 0.7 miles, so it's not this street. So that really helps for that kind of stuff. Oh, by the way, somebody asked about this yesterday. I got this card right here. Somebody asked about MGR. What about MGR? It says, hiring drivers, we pay 60 cents a mile and teams 80 cents a mile. All right, so there you go. Loaded or unloaded. 48 states and Canada, 2019 trucks. There you go. MGR. It's funny, I had a card for them when somebody asked about it. So companies should start throwing complimentary flip-flops as well to attract the professionals. Yes, the problem is too many of these professionals already bring their own flip-flops. Maybe they could also throw a white tank top in there that has spaghetti sauce on it. Dispatchers are worth what they're paid per mile. Think carefully. Yes. Slow roll for cell phone holders. Oh, now there's a protest we can get behind. Of course, without the proper holders, we can't call each other to find out when we're going to be there. Palmer still exists. It's like Prime Junior. Yes. It's like Kid Prime. Exactly. It's like Prime Junior in their pay, too. Would I recommend a CB radio? Yes. Absolutely. Everybody should run a CB radio all the time. What kind of power? The kind that comes with it. It's illegal to increase the power of your CB radio beyond the 4 watts that comes with it. If you want to do more than that, go get your ham radio license. 4 watts is plenty. There's nobody farther than a few miles away you want to talk to. There's most of the people that are close enough to you don't want to talk to. And the internet stop. Yes, no internet. It's hard to believe. I know you don't remember this well, Bill, but there was a day years ago before Al Gore invented the internet that it was the dark ages, and we actually had to talk to each other and read books and stuff. Books. Can you believe that? As a side note, I just heard yesterday on the radio that books are now a fashion statement. There's a couple of internet Instagram influencers, they're models, and they're actually walking around with books, but the books are an accessory. They're not reading the books. They are using books as an accessory now, and they get a book that matches their clothing. And I just heard that on the radio yesterday. So books aren't for reading now. They're just an accessory. There's some good drivers that fight to get what they're worth, but met a few that are overpaid. A lot of drivers are overpaid. That's true, but we should all get paid for all of our time. And if we did, if everybody got hourly, they could fire the bad workers. Oh, socks and sandals. If you're going to do that, you need those little things that hold your socks up, too, up at the top. And they should be black to go along with your black shorts that you wear. Leather flip-flops. Yikes. Not fake leather. Hopefully, you don't want to get blood thrown on you by PETA members. Hunter, what's going on? Jeff, you would demand steel-toed flip-flops? There's a picture of those. Is it Twisted Trucker somewhere? There is a picture of those, a steel-toed pair of flip-flops. The funniest thing I've ever seen. I wonder what my company would think about that. At the end of the week, you'll have 1,700 miles at Household Goods at 45 cents. That's horrible. That, and especially since you've been out since December, I mean, that's no good at all. I talked to a person that used to recruit for Sear England and said they got paid $10 an hour and then got a bonus that the person came. That's the thing about these recruiters, okay? So whenever you go to a company, remember this, and this isn't just England. This is a lot of places. The recruiter gets paid for getting you in the door. That's why a lot of people get fired once they show up at a company. Then they go, oh, we're not going to take you. We're sorry, we can't use you. And many, many places, not just England, although we pick on them a lot, they don't pay to send you home. So if there's something in your background or whatever, you're not sure, you might get booted out of orientation on the other side of the country and just shown the door. And that isn't right because that recruiter still gets their $10 or whatever it is. That's just ridiculous. And at England, they're filling those trucks up. Sometimes they'll get 40 people a week, 50 people a week coming in there. Maybe more at each of their schools. You like the Garmin for Voice Command feature. Does it sound like Darth Vader? If it sounded like that, you must turn right. That might be better. Have I heard about the trucker found hung? Somebody just talked about that. I didn't hear anything about it. I think that's horrible. We certainly shouldn't be murdering people. What the heck? Who does that? And at Fort Wayne, of all places? UPS should give their drivers a free headset. I don't know if they let them talk on the phone at UPS. I don't remember. I don't imagine you'll get many miles between the 2nd and the 7th. I'm surprised if they won't just sit you somewhere just because they're aggravated. A lot of companies do that. I almost don't recommend people even giving notice. It's almost worth just leaving because this kind of stuff, you just sit around. You're going to get like 300 miles. It's not going to be worth it, It's just hard to determine. Your CB is always on and your handle is Tucker. Yeah, look, Cobra. I always recommend Cobra. Not a sponsor. There should be. And 29. I have a 29 night watch with weather. Buy a good CB, $150. Last year, many, many years. What is a book? Exactly. A book is a fashion statement now. MGR, stay away. You have to rent the trailers if you're an owner-operator by the week. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, company drivers are 60. Somebody asked about it, and I happen to have a card for them. So, do you know anything about getting your crane license? No. After operating a mobile crane, like what do they call that, a mule that hangs on the back of it, or the thing in the front? I didn't know you needed a separate license for that. I wouldn't mind a massage chair in place of our seats. Some of them have a massage function. There's a little button on the side that's comfort. I forget what it's called. I'll have to look and see what it says. Some of them have that on there. MGR recruiters don't speak English well. That's not surprising. Because aren't they out of Chicago? I don't know where they're from. It doesn't say. That's what I thought. Maybe not. Al Gore did not invent the internet. Oh, just ask him. At the end of the week, you'll have 4,300 miles at 30 cents. Oh, 30 cents is a killer, though, man. That is a killer. I want good pay. That's still only $1,200, right? I want good pay, nice looking truck, and well maintenance, and to make money. I'm not saying people don't want a nice truck, okay? I'm saying that this fixation the ATA has on the stupidest things, like cell phone holders, you know, who would mention that as some kind of recruiting thing? Like, oh, we're gonna tout the fact that we have cell phone holders to fit every brand of cell phone. I mean, is that going to be in the ads now? Look, Ashley Furniture puts in their ad, no driver-facing camera. That's something drivers can get behind. This cell phone holder, that's crazy. I mean, come on. Here's CB is mostly legal. Stopped. Okay, goodbye behind the counter. Yeah, I'm not one to upgrade my CB like that at a CB shop. You know, ham radio, go get your ham license. That's what I think. You'll talk to a better group of people way farther away from you. Head up, and your friend is trying to get his CDL through Prime. That's a surprise. They sent him home. Yes, might be a blessing, and it's a problem. All right, he's going to have to start calling around. It's Prime, England, a lot of places do that. They bring you in, and then they do a background check, and any little thing they find, you're out, because they get some kind of government pay. The recruiter gets paid. Everybody gets paid but you. You're the one that's not getting paid, and they're just like, there's the door, because they're like, you don't work here. That's the kind of law I could probably support, where if a company brings you somewhere, they're required to send you back wherever they got you from, no matter where it is. They brought you there. They got to get you back if they don't want you to work there. 6 truckers showed up at the Missouri Slow Roll. Pretty good. He got dad from mental health, supposedly. Really? I want a GPS with Ozzy Osbourne saying the directions. Waze has a bunch of celebrities on there. If you have Waze, there's celebrity voices you can download to give you directions. It's pretty good. I don't know if Ozzy's on there. I never looked, but how would you get directions? The left. You know, you wouldn't know where you're going. I've never seen a UPS driver on the phone. I don't think they're allowed to use the phone, right? I don't think they're allowed to. They have to turn off the truck while they're hooking. They do have to turn the truck off. Yeah, they're required to turn the truck all the time. Garmin voice is much sexier than Rand McNally. Okay. Use Rand McNally 730, right, for 5 years and never had an issue. The Garmin one, just the built-in one, I'm just not a fan of it. Yours is a 29 Classic with the dials, yes. But I like the night watch. It all lights up at night. You can see all the dials. Crane license check, heavy equipment operator, Union Local 150. There you go. So you do need a crane license. But do you need a crane license for the one that's mounted on the truck? You're going home, you got 2,200 miles. Good, I'll see you tomorrow at the show. You better get on the road to it, right? I can opt out with the bad dispatcher. You just want miles. That's where you got in. But do they have cell phone holders at Smith? That's the other question. Joining your trucks are equipped with a Q. Oh, right. Trucks now equipped with wireless charging. And they also, look, cars tout that. Your phone's got to accept wireless charging too. It's not a one-way thing. You saw guys with 3 GPSs. What are they doing? Are they just testing them or something? Who would have 3 of them? Appreciate the dash cam video. That dash cam, yeah, look, I love that. I'm using that thing. Isn't that the greatest one? It's so clear, and thank you very much. I really like it. How do you do a post trip without a flashlight? Just guess. Does anybody do a post trip? Do people still do those? Does anyone know anything about horneting? Yeah, let's see what people know about that. Smith said no driver-facing camera, which is nice. Oh, Schugel has them. All right, we'll have to remember that. You don't normally talk, Skip, but if I get bored on a 34, it's been known to happen. You can skip. You could skip on there. You're just not allowed to increase the power output. It's going to start with Schneider, go through their school. Second day, if they booted me. Best thing that ever happened. Yes. Did they send you home? That's interesting. Did Schneider send you home on their dime? At the end of the day today, you'll have 2,800 miles this week. That's good. That's a good week. And if you get good pay, right, and that gives you plenty of time to get to the truck show. So Schneider is another one of these big companies, though. So I'm kind of concerned that they're going to boot you out of they'll boot you out of the class and then not send you home. That should be a requirement. Wherever they pick you up from, they ought to send you back there. There shouldn't be any reason. Oh, well, we brought you, and then we're just not going to send you back. That doesn't make any sense. Hey, Cash is King Trucking. Oh, you do a post trip? Yeah, on your own equipment, right? So you're going to do it, right? Look, at this drop and hook program, there's very few of those being done. I'll tell you, you pick up trailers. I picked them up with 2 flat tires on them. Okay, so you can't tell me The driver probably would say, oh, that must have happened after I dropped it. Right. Well, it's sitting there. They both went flat. So, surprise. Right. Big surprise. Rand McNally Pro 8 navigation is not good. It couldn't even get you out of Chicago. Some of them aren't great. You know, Google Maps will get you out, but you still got to use our common sense. Your company requires you to log 30 minutes. Nice. And 30 minutes post-trip. Crazy. Not if you get paid by the hour. Oh, see? So, solution, which we talked about the other day, if you're paid for all your time, you don't mind logging things. And if they require it, there's an hour that you don't have to drive that you're going to get paid for. Absolutely. You have 1,300 miles after Saturday. You'd be 17 and 1,800. That's no good. We got to get out of there. And the thing is, Schugel, why are they running recruiting ads then if they can't get the people they already have miles? Last night you had the police called on you. Do you work for K&B? Because security wouldn't let me in the gate to turn around. Wanting you to blindside. What the heck? I mean, come on. Stupid. You get these guards. You give them a badge, a little badge. They look like police, and so they're like, oh, they have all the power in the world. Come on, people. $26.50 at bar none and still took $1,200. Yeah, because they started 60 cents. And don't even have your hazmat. That's really good. That's the way to do it. You're making the money, so you're buying tomorrow at the truck show. Do I know Mike Hawk? No. Schneider, they offered you 38 cents. Well, but do they send you home from when they boot you out of school? You feel like a dinosaur. You still use an Atlas. What is that? What is an Atlas? From Rand McNally. I only replaced it once every 5 years, so no charger needed. You don't have to charge it. Right. I used to get the paper ones, so I could write in it, and that way I'd get a new one every year. It seemed like it saved me a little bit of money. Schneider fired you 700 miles from home with a fully loaded sleeper. They have you a bus ticket. At least they sent you home. Being in Chicago is like being in prison. Yeah, exactly. Except not in prison, at least you're usually not being shot at. Although other things are happening to you, i.e. the shower day. Hey, you're looking for more information on Lone Star when you get a chance. All right, we'll check. Who's got info right here? There could be people on right now. Joshua the Tanker, what's going on? That's exactly what made you and the other drivers are saying. They're hiring 30 people a week and different terminals and telling you they just don't have the freight. It doesn't make any sense. So, because, look, from the other side of it, let's look at the other side. Why would they want to sit their truck? Because then their truck doesn't make them any money either. So that's what really doesn't make any sense in it. It seems like they don't want their truck to sit around because then they're not making money either. You're 3,200 miles a week and home weekends. How can you survive in 2,000? You can't. That's why you got to move to a new place, certainly. 2,000 is not going to cut it on the road. That's a lot of off time. Comfortable man, what's happening out there? It's good to see you today. You make more per mile at your company than guys who've been driving for 30 years. You thought for sure they made more than me, so you felt safe talking about it. Yeah, no problem. You can always talk about it. 28.44 miles for me this week after tomorrow's deliver at 48 cents. That's pretty good. So we're looking at a big check, 6 stops at 25, 2 assists. Yikes, $75. And you'll be home tomorrow night. All right, so we're looking, that's an $80,000 job. Why is 22 to 2,800 miles a week? If you're doing less than 3,000, you're bored. Well, 2,000. Why is 2,000? Why does the company think that's any good? The company should want the truck running as much as it can. Oh no, it's shower day. Yikes! It should be shower day for everybody. I don't know, but it's not even that alone. They're in the middle of switching all the super service guys. They still, they should then run a guarantee. If they say, we don't have any miles, so we're going to have a guarantee, then that would be okay. Driver assist means you offload yourself. Yeah, but they're paying you 75 smackers for it. You're offloaded a load of biodiesel at Disneyland in Anaheim. Disneyland uses biodiesel. Schneider gets you home. That's what all the gas going on there. Yes, Schneider gets you home if don't tell me they make the snacks out of that. If they kick you out of class, a lot of people got booted for switching. Where'd I go? Okay, from my class, and then you got transportation. Good. They should certainly do that. There's no reason to not send people home, for crying out loud. Strand people? They wouldn't want that. Oh, Brian Bailey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You get paid for all your home time, plus breakdowns and vacation time. Yeah, you do the best of almost anybody I've ever seen because of the kind of job you do and the excellent truck that you're driving over there. It's really, really nice. It's really a good deal. And the places that you get to visit, it's really a different kind of trucking, isn't it? It's really, really great. Your driver's seat has air conditioning and heated. That's pretty good too. But do you have a cell phone holder from the company? That's the real question. That's the question. You take home 15 to 2,200. Well, that's pretty good. Taking home 2,200 would really be good. Justice. No Justice truck line we have to look at. You have a new Garmin, but you got a new Atlas for pre-planned. Bridge law, it's always good. Yes. It would be good to have a backup if you're not 100% on it, certainly. It's not about the mileage. It's about the cents per mile. If you're making 30 cents, it doesn't matter if you run 3,000 miles. Yeah, it's still 900. You still got to have a decent, you need at least a decent amount of mileage. For the person that needs Landstar info, you need to go to Make Sense. Oh, does he run for Landstar? I didn't realize that. They'll be there tomorrow, I'm sure, as well. For people that want any kind of trucking information, you know, there should be plenty of it tomorrow. I plan to get all of that stuff and have a slew of videos out about every company and all the latest information that they're giving out for people that are not able to come to the truck show. There's usually 70 or 80,000 drivers there. Got it loaded this morning. Dispatch wanting you to sit until tomorrow. Wow. Called the customer not getting loaded. Right. Sometimes you have to take the law into your own hands. Exactly. Thinking, you reminded me that you need a shower. Yikes. Small company called Bandit out of Harrison will pull step deck. As you know, right, I'm not a huge fan of smaller companies because of just the lack of benefits. It depends. Depends on what you want out of trucking. It may work better for you, but you just can't get the benefits that you get out of a larger place. They use biodiesel for the steam trains. Really? Those are diesel-powered things? That's pretty good. How much of it could they use at that place? I guess a lot. I guess the train goes all around the park. Oh, Trucker, John, thank you very much, and thanks for being here today. I'm live every Monday at 1 p.m. for those of you that are new to this, because I'm not normally on Thursday. I don't normally barrage people with a week full of Mark live shows, certainly. Shower day is every day, Steel Horse. Yes, please make shower day every day. Make it a part of your life. I'm 30% at the truck, makes 800 to 6,200 a week. Okay, so see, here's the other thing. I'm nervous about that. If they take a couple loads at $1, you're only making 30 cents. It just bothers me personally. You know, it works for a lot of people. A lot of people make it work. Oh, makes sense. Run under his own. He has his own authority too. They pay you more at Landstar if you have an own authority, I think. You know, your cents per mile is low, but you consistently run 4,000 miles a week. I mean, that's a lot of running. But if the cents went up, you wouldn't complain. I mean, 4,000 is close to the limit that you're going to be able to legally do in a week. Really, it's very, very close. Donald, Saturday, which I love saying that. You're quite welcome. Say hi to Ton from Crete. Oh, will they be there? Okay, I will say them. The CEO is from Crete is going to be there. Oh, they probably won't even talk to me. I'm going to ask them about their cell phone holder policies. You deliver 7,200 gallons a week to Disneyland? That's pretty good. I guess if they drive all around the park, they would need it. You have a cell phone holder you bought online, Brian. Well, you see, we need to get a company to provide it. No company should have to buy you a cell phone holder. You should do Mark live video 3 times a week. Yikes. The complaints I would get would be incredible, probably. So who would want to see that? Believe me. Well, but Brian, I don't know if you heard at the beginning, right? The ATA is saying that if companies provided cell phone holders to drivers, they'd be more likely to come on to a company or stay there. So that's the thing of it. If companies would just provide the things we want, like a cell phone holder, they wouldn't have this high turnover. The ATA in the article said 78% is their actual turnover rate at large carriers. I think it's more than that, but that's what they're saying it is. So apparently 78% of the companies do not provide a cell phone holder. Thomas likes the like shows. That's really good. Thank you very much. Wow, Bill, is Blue Parrot going to have a booth at the show? Well, you know what they should, since Blue Parrot is the official headset of Trucking Answers, and everybody should go get one at truckinganswersnation.com/links. Go check them out. It's only like, they're under 120 now for the 450. That's really a good price. Regularly get home with 4 hours on your 70. I mean, you're maximizing it, certainly. That's 16,000 miles a month. Consider this. If you did that at ShipX, for example, you know, you'd be in the bonus route, and that'd be 2,000 a week at ShipX because it's 15,000 a month to do that. So it's just something to consider. If the job works for you or whatever, it's just a lot of work for not as much money as you could possibly it'd be a considerable pay raise somewhere else running those kind of miles. Makes sense. His brother and good friend at Landstar makes more money for the same run. Okay, and he has his own authority at 65% of the load. Yeah, I thought the people that had their own authority there, they paid him more money. Your old instructor used to call trucking mobile job advertising. Yeah, the best thing about our company sits 14 feet ahead or whatever on the side of a Crete truck. I think that's baloney. I think the company should provide a trucking GPS for every truck. Well, they, like at my truck, they do. We have Garmin-based GPS navigation, and it's horrible. So I don't use it. You're going to go home tomorrow with 3,500 miles. That is awesome. 3 guys in a truck that's called a banana hammock. Let's hope that none of those 3 guys are in a banana hammock in that truck. That is something we don't want to know about. And as the weather gets warmer, unfortunately, we may see some of that walking into the Loves. And I did ask them about that, and they would provide an extra shower if the 3 of you are in one truck. So a cell phone holder is all it takes to buy us off. Yes, exactly. The ATA is saying that, and satellite radio, which is $5. But the main thing, this cell phone holder, I don't know why the ATA doesn't go talk to England, because they said that the truck should provide wardrobe closets with shelving and doors and sufficient room for all your clothes. And then England goes and tears all these things out of their truck and puts a bed in there. You can see the videos where they show they've taken all these cabinets out. So, and England is an ATA member company. So I wonder what the ATA thinks about that. Why don't they go over and say, hey, instead of tearing these shelves out, why don't you put cell phone holders in these trucks? That's probably what they told England. So the whole dashboard is just mounts for cell phone holders because they have so many people in the truck at any one time. That's probably what they're doing. 3 guys in a banana hammock, that's a mental picture you don't need. Yeah, especially the people that we might see wandering around the place. Yikes. Spotify is nice too. Hey, I'm on Stitcher Radio too with my podcast, so go over there, check it out. Your favorite podcasting app, don't forget about it. I'm on iTunes, got a podcast. There's 3 of them up now. Amazing, right? The hot dogs in Indiana truck stops are a lot girthier than the ones in Pennsylvania. Well, so we are now have dissolved to talking about the girth of a wiener. Cell phone holder, we just need decent wages. No, here's a quote. It's not about pay. That is a direct quote from the ATA Technology and Maintenance Council meeting. It's not about pay. It's what you have to offer, like cell phone holders. Right. You need a cell phone holder. 30 cents a mile. Oh, I didn't know they had a garbage can thing there. It looks like a waste paper basket, as we used to call it. CR England, my premier, a huge sleeper at the show. 3 to 5, sleeps 5 comfortably. Oh, that'd be great if they had one. I wonder if they will have one of their 3 bunk trucks there to show everybody. I kind of doubt it, but that'd be really great if they could sleep 5 comfortably, like long way. Not across, but, head and feet the same way of the road surface. That would be good. Had to get a U.S. phone for unlimited data. No such thing as unlimited data with Canadian phone companies. I didn't know that. They have different plans because I can call up and get Canadian added to my phone. Do this job long enough, you're going to eat a wiener. Well, depends, right? That might be true, right? The only banana hammocks that are acceptable are the ones that are rainbow with glitter. Look, if you're going to wear it proud out there and let it all out. You got passed by Prime doing 75. That's impossible. That's impossible. I don't even think they allow their lease operators to do that. How did it go? I mean, seriously, I think the lease operators are limited to 68 or something like that. They limit even the lease operators. So as long as you don't pass by Swift going sideways, you're okay. Maybe he, maybe he went to the diesel doctor. Who remembers that guy from Effingham, Illinois? Hey, here's the diesel doctor. Who wants that truck turned up? I think it was $25 or something. He had the thing that plugged in your computer, and he would turn up any truck. Company, owner, didn't matter. He would just turn it up to maximum, $25. And so the diesel doctor, he was in Effingham. That was a while ago. Could you imagine all the people stuck to the window with 3 drivers? Yeah, all the whatever stuck on the window with 3 banana hammocks in there. 3 to 5 in a truck, you could raise a family. A guy and a woman and a baby got out of a truck at the Loves a few weeks ago, and I was really surprised about that. a good buddy in the Long Hood, Pete, pulling a Prime trailer. Oh, so he might be delivering it. Like I have Wabash National here, and so there's a ton of Prime trailers and everything else here, and they get delivered by companies. So he might have just been delivering an empty trailer. That'd be the only time that trailer goes that fast. Yes, if you're hitchhiking, you got to do what you got to do. Hey, whatever it takes to get a ride. Maybe you just got booted out of, your orientation somewhere and you need to get home. What do the CR England drivers do with their flip-flop collection with less space, their beds? Yeah, I don't know what they do. I think they all just share a flip-flop because all three of them don't get out of the truck at the same time. You drive for a Swift at 63 and you're passing Prime. Yeah, they recommend Prime at 58. And I thought that Swift lets you go 65. That was on a flat road. It could be being delivered, like right here out of Wabash. There's a whole lot full of them here. The Diesel Doctor, well, Bill remembers him. Yeah, you're in the area. So the Diesel Doctor was in Effingham, and he'd be on the CB every day. Diesel Doctor, you could bring your truck in, pay him money, and he would just raise the speed limit of your truck just by plugging it in. Pretty good. How could two people be sleeping in the truck? It's illegal to sleep on the top bunk. It is not illegal to sleep on the top bunk. That is kind of a wives' tale. All it says is that if you're sleeping in the truck, you have to be secured. So as long as the top bunks have proper securement, you are legally allowed to sleep in them. Most companies do not allow you to sleep on there. They don't like it, but you are legally allowed to sleep in the top bunk. Brian, thank you very much. I appreciate that again. We should meet up when he says, yes, absolutely. On Instagram, Facebook. All right, I'll hit you up there, getting ready to start your vlogging and clogging. Yeah, let's get it out there, right? We'll put you out there, and we will meet up. It's going to be great. I want to see that nice truck of yours, too. Let's see. You can get in trouble by the company for tampering equipment. Yes, of course you could. They would fire you, but how would they ever know that you did it? I'd say, I have no idea why it goes that fast. It'd be really tough to prove. I know a lot of people did it. You've been passed by Prime Cascadias, but they look like lease or owner operators. They limit their lease drivers. I'm sure they do. Thomas says it's a termination offense. I'm sure. Every company is going to terminate you for that for sure. There must have been a steep ground grade if Prime was going 75. It could be being pulled by somebody that's delivering the trailer, like out of here. There are companies here that's all they do is deliver trailers from Wabash National, one of the largest employers in town, all around the country. It's not a bad job, really, I would think. You can deliver an empty trailer and then drop and hook. Just drop it, literally. There's even no hooking, and you come back. So I would think it's not that bad of a job. You saw a driver standing on the outside of his truck on the steps while backing in. Craziest thing I've seen since I've been trucking. How is he doing that? Just one hand in the steering wheel? And this must have been somebody old school, because you can tell the old school drivers, and I'm talking old school drivers that were driving in the 70s, because they're the ones that open the door and hang basically their whole body out to back up. I don't even do that, right? So there are drivers that open the door because they're used to having that Pete where the sleeper was 4 feet wider than the cab of the truck, and she had to, and the stacks are right there. You don't have to do that anymore, but some people still do it out of habit, I think. No way would you sleep at the top bunk if you're within 100 miles of a low bridge. That's true. I don't know if I would do it. It's not illegal, though. All the FMCSA says that wherever you sleep has to be secured. And it doesn't say you can't sleep on the top. Whatever bunk, it has to be secured. So you would have to strap yourself in, which you should anyway. When you were prime lease op, they were limited to 68. Okay, so I thought they would limit even the lease operators. 75, they're not going to allow that, which I don't agree with. If you pay for the truck, it's none of their business what you do with it. But then again, here, when they do all this kind of stuff, this is why they're getting in trouble. Prime and these other companies, they can't limit all this and then call you independent. You're either independent and you make your own decisions, or you're an employee and they make your decisions. So you can't. These companies cannot have this both ways, and their day of reckoning is coming. What do you think of people who start lease fleets at companies like Stevens? I think if they're treating people properly as employees, and paying them a good wage, then they're just another trucking company, right? But they better be doing that. I would say most people that do that, 1099 the employees, probably. Breaker 19 looking for a good buddy. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what will be. Can you imagine at Papa John's Stadium tonight where they park all those trucks, and tomorrow night, oh my gosh, it's party central down there in Louisville. You don't believe an owner-operator would let any company limit their speed. Yes, exactly. That's why these people who lease are not really owner-operators. To be independent, you have to be independent. You saw the diesel off the access road from the new Speedco. Now, is this guy still alive? Is this recent? Oh my gosh, I think I'd be 100 years old now. You were talking with a prime lease operator, said they're governed at 65. Okay, so that's lower. That was 4 months ago. Yeah, so they're not really independent. I'd say, oh, so you're just an employee renting the truck. You're not a driver. Oh, yeah, okay, but don't feel comfortable sleeping with team drivers. You don't know. It's tough. I can't do it. Every bump, you think you're going to die. Oh, hit a bump, I'm dead. Oh, I'm awake. Okay, oh, I'm woke up. I'm dead. So it's really, really hard to do, and especially if it's somebody you don't know. Any suggestions for a good starter company? Call Maverick. I send everybody over to Maverick. Maverick ought to send me $3 every time I say that. Boys and girls, I got to go. I had time for a shower because you can smell your own backside. Okay, I'm glad we don't have smell-o-vision here in the computer, but thank you for coming today for an extra special Trucking Answers. Trucking Answers at night, right. I've seen drivers stand outside on the steps backing up. It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. They still sped up my truck a few years ago in Little Rock and told me it would take an hour to take effect. Really? Why would that happen? It should be immediate, right? You saw a guy standing on a step backing a trailer. What is going on? It was an oversized load, and he had sandals on. Oh, nice. If you're going to stand out there, you might as well get out the sandals. Maybe they have special backing sandals they give you at England to do that with. I'm never sure. Brian Bailey, boy, thank you very much. If you turn your truck up, the Qualcomm or onboard GPS will tell you for your average speed. Yeah, that would be a problem. It would show a maximum speed. Now, this was years ago. We didn't have any of that, but I didn't think about that. But, you know, your maximum speed is recorded on the Qualcomm and all that, and your average would go up. But there's a maximum speed number on that thing, too. So we might say 75, 80. That's how you'd get busted today. But, you know, back in the dinosaur days, we didn't have that problem. You know, he just basically turned a knob and on our wooden trucks, and that's how we were able to turn it up then. Was the new building slept in the lot last night? Yeah, that's a good place to sleep. Nobody will bother you. You can't. Wild Bill can't sleep with somebody else's driving. Yeah, I totally agree. It takes a special kind of person, a team. That's why teams pay so much. If you can do it and find somebody to team with, that is a $100,000 job easy right now. I'm seeing $120,000 per driver at some places because they can't get anybody to do it. What does the ATA know what drivers want without asking drivers? Oh yeah, they don't. They do say at the end, oh, also maybe we should talk to drivers and see what they think too. Yeah, as like an afterthought. Like, maybe we should talk to drivers too. Yeah, but they're like, yeah, but drivers are annoying and they stand on their step and they have slippers on and stuff. You know, we don't know if we want to talk to them. Sometimes their backside smell. So we don't really want to do it. So they just don't do it. 2019 Kenworth, the bed does not lock when it's in the down position. Well, your weight would lock it down, presumably. In Philadelphia, some carriers offer CDL school testing on site only for you to work with them. That's not bad. I would rather just go to school and leave with the CDL. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Look, if you can go to school yourself, that's absolutely the way to go. And I don't know about Pennsylvania. I was asked about this. Call the Department of Unemployment. They might pay for that school for you at no cost. So you may not even have a cost to go to it. Guy standing on the step can't ride the clutch while backing in. Okay, that's true. But what about an automatic truck? So the truck would just idle. It would just sit there. 30 cents is Garbino. It's pretty low. I mean, it's really, really low. Even though you're getting a lot of miles, I mean, it's only $1,200 for 4,000 miles. That kind of miles at ShipX is a $2,000 week. So you're kind of giving up $800 a week probably. Every time the dispatch opens your truck up to dispatch, it shows the speeds it ran. Yeah, I mean, now it'd probably because that's why I haven't heard him in some years. It's almost impossible to do that now. You're going to get busted. Your company is going to totally bust you on this kind of stuff because of that maximum speed. And what are you going to average? What if you average 71 or something and the company sets you at 65? You're totally going to get busted and you'll get fired for it. I guess you could say I don't know anything about it, but it would just be suddenly you're going 80 suddenly. So I don't think you could get away with it today. Disappointing. Those were the days when you could get away with that. I think the ATA should get a CB radio and listen to truck drivers. Oh, my God. Are those the kind of people you want them to listen to, though? If they went out to Papa John Stadium where they're parking all the trucks down there in Louisville, have them listen to those drivers. Oh, my gosh. That must be a smell fest of epic proportions down there. Heard about the wreck on I-70 in Terre Haute. Yeah, that made the U.S. News & World Report. That's really, really something. That wreck, which we talked about a little bit ago, I thought a number of people sent it to me because an England truck was destroyed. And they're like, look, it's England. It wasn't England's fault. The other driver reaching for a sandwich, of which we don't know what the flavors were of it. And the traffic was stopped in front of him. He completely obliterated this England trailer and killed his wife, who they were teaming with, in his own truck. So, boy, what a bad day. You get fired, because you're going to get fired. You killed your own spouse, although you do get the life insurance. And you also are a felon, maybe, because they said it was possible felonies. But you got all this life insurance coming, so I don't know. Maybe it's a wash. The new automatics have like they idle 3 miles an hour, and they'll just start drifting forward or backward like your car. Called creep. Yeah, it does creep. They don't creep too far. It'll say creep mode aborted or whatever. Because one time a protester come up and who was opposed to abortion, and so it just wasn't any good. I don't know what I'm saying. You could certainly ride the clutch with the rest of your body out the door. I mean, what if you fall off or something? All I could see some guy hanging off of this in slippers. I mean, what a disaster. You researched Pennsylvania, no grants. Sorry. Grants are 2-year schools only. Never researched unemployment. Well, that is usually where this kind of stuff is paid for retraining, and you don't have to be unemployed to get it, by the way. So you might get it, you might not. Sometimes they have grant money. It's worth paying for, because you can go somewhere, and then they have this tuition repayment program as well, so you can get the money back that way. Mad Maldy, if you run 4,000 miles, that's $2,000 gross. That's what I'm saying. 4,030 cents is just too low. I mean, if you like the job, talk to the boss and say, look, give them all these little truck magazines that have all these little goofy cards and stuff, and say, look, here, this 60 cents, 50 cents. You need more money. You really do. That's just too low. Hey, Brian, talk to me later. Home time. Oh, good. Been home for a little over a week. Yeah, how's that paycheck for that week doing? Excellent, I assume. Right. And thanks for stopping in. I haven't heard from you in a while. I appreciate it. I'm curious how many people at the truck show showered in the past 3 days. Not a large enough percentage of them, believe me. Must have been a good sandwich, and the 5-second rule was applied. Yeah, it was. They didn't say in the article what kind of sandwich it was. I was kind of disappointed in that. In PA, it's called Career Link. Oh, all right. There you go. You hang out and look one back, but you don't stand on the step, do you? I mean, I see people open the door. I'm not a door opener, but there are people that open the door. I don't do that. I'm an open the window person. But standing on the step seems a little bit crazy to, what would a company think about that? There's a safety violation, it would be a huge problem. So I don't think that would go over good at most places if they saw some kind of video about that, certainly. Here's a video of this person doing this. Well, as we say, it is 3:30 and I have to go make the company some money again. Be sure to read the blog and check out the podcast on your favorite podcasting app, right? And, of course, we will be tomorrow at the truck show in Louisville. I don't know how it'll go live. There may be live. I'm going to try to go live as much as possible, certainly. So I'll be live as much as possible and have more information and stuff like that. So nothing wakes you up faster than a team driver and your co-driver hits a bump. Yeah, any bump, you think you're dead. Instant death. Oh, I'm dead. The biggest schools in Philadelphia are under 4,000. That's not bad. They'll finance you with a semi-decent, and then you can get those payments made by a company you go to. So you can get those payments made by wherever you're going. One of your instructors did a perfect 90 outside a standard trans truck. Hey, that guy, that's pretty good to do that, really. Brian, thank you very much. Man, Brian, if I went to the truck show, you'd be in a hotel. Yes, that you would be in a hotel too, just like everywhere else you go, really, which is really great. So many mods. Yeah, they're all over the place. Thanks for being here, Wild Bill. In the age of backup cameras, every new car. Why is this not a thing? They're testing them. They are testing cameras for trucks, but all it's going to make is people aren't going to get out and look like they should get out and look, really. But the camera would help. But people will stop getting out to look. That's what all this technology does. It does it in cars, too. They just did a study about that more people are having bad car accidents because they're not looking, and they're just depending on it. Steel Horse, go live. I'm going to be live there as much as possible. I've got extra batteries, and if it works out, I'll be live the entire day. It'll just be a disaster of live shows out there. So It'll, some of it'll be, it's not going to be the high quality of my normal Spielberg quality that I have here, but I'll do my best down there, certainly. If a Swift truck turns into an England truck, does it turn into a 5-bed truck? Yeah, because all the people from the top bunks fall off. What's my wife doing at the truck show? You need a friend for your wife to hang out with. My wife will be assisting me in all of my needs at the show as my vice president in charge of assistance. I will research if CDL schooling is a personal write-off. Well, you can get it paid for by other companies. You'll get it paid for at most places. Will have a tuition reimbursement. You might be able to write it off. Check with your accountant, as they say, not H&R Block, though. So I am taking off for work. Thank you for being here again today. Boy, that's plenty of mark for a week, but the truck show is live tomorrow. Come up and say hi. I want to meet everybody. And otherwise, be live on the channel. Just check in the channel, and I'll be live as much as possible tomorrow, believe me. And I will see you there. Off to make the company money. Thanks for being here, and we'll be back soon, as we say, with more Trucking Answers.